Hey, what is up guys, my name is A.Tukmatsev and today we're going to be talking about beats. In this video I'm going to show you 5 simple ways you can step up your beat making game literally today. So what genre beats are we going to be talking in this video? Well, mostly I'm going to be covering hip-hop beats, but this honestly applies to any genre you can imagine. So I started making hip-hop not too while ago. I think around half a year ago I started getting into the genre, and when I just started making hip-hop it was so difficult. My 808s were off key, everything was not matching, I did not know how a beat was created, you know what I mean? So it was really difficult for me to get into the genre. Alright, so the first way you can make better beats is by remaking beats. And now what I mean by that is what you do is you go to your DAW, you drag in a song that you like, put it into the playlist, and pretty much you try to recreate the song, right? So pay more attention, of course, to the kicks, the claps, the percussion, the hi-hats. What type of sounds are they using? You know, analyze the sounds. It's really awesome to actually enter in a bunch of remix contests that are in that genre, and then you can kind of analyze the whole song sample by sample. So that's kind of a cool way to learn as well. So the first way is to just pretty much recreate your beats. A second way to learn how to make beats is simple. You just listen to a lot of music related to that genre, okay? Now you don't have to literally listen to that genre 24/7. I don't recommend that. I recommend to listen to a bunch of genres, but if you're trying to learn a certain genre in particular, then I recommend to listen to that genre quite a lot and kind of listen to it in a different way. You know, don't listen to it like a casual listener. Just try to analyze every single sample the producer used, you know, every single melody, every single chord, the bass lines, the 808s, everything, you know. So try to kind of analyze the tracks, and then when you get into music production, just implement all of those techniques that you've learned just by listening. The third one is quite simple as well, and it all comes down to experimentation. So once you get into your DAW, don't be afraid to break some rules, right? In music, there's absolutely no rules. So once you get into music production, don't be afraid to try something different, right? If maybe this sound doesn't quite sound like the sound that you would use in that genre, fuck it, just use it, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid to experiment, and that's what makes you really original, to be honest. The fourth one is pretty much related to the third one, but it's a little bit different. So what you want to do is, well, at least what I like to do is I like to combine multiple genres in one piece of music, you know. So for example, if I'm making hip-hop, I like to sometimes combine maybe some sounds from a different genre, you know. So I might use some jazz loops in there. For example, in my song Creepy Man, I used a bunch of different genres. But at the end, it was a hip-hop song, right? So that kind of made the song really original, in my opinion, and that's why I think a bunch of you guys actually enjoyed the song. So don't be afraid to use like a bunch of different genres in one song. Fifth and last way to step up your beat making game is honestly experience. You know, the more experience you have in creating a beat, the better your beats are going to be. You know, just dedicate a bunch of time to this genre or to another genre, third genre. You can learn a bunch of genres at the same time, but just dedicate your time to it, and at the end you will see some results. It is impossible to have no results at all. At some point you will achieve something. So guys, just work on your music sense more. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you found these tips useful, and if you want to listen to some of my music, if you think that I'm talking bullshit right now, then just check out my SoundCloud. It's gonna be linked below. And yeah guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one guys. Peace.